Hey everybody, HeroGerik here. As the background for my kind of like E3 thoughts episode, I just have here for the background. I just have kind of a mindless domination game on Nuketown 2025. It's short, simple, and to the point. You know the map very well, and you know exactly how domination plays out on it. So. Anyways, on to E3. I thought this year's E3 was by far one of the better ones we've had in a number of years. We saw, obviously, the introduction of lots and lots and lots of games to both the new next-generation consoles of the PS4 and the Xbox One. I believe by the end of E3, everyone was kind of pulling for Sony and the PS4 because of its DRM policies. However, as of recently, Xbox has done a complete 180 and reversed their original stand on DRM as well. So now, really, the only thing that actually, never mind. There are only two things that really differentiate the Xbox One and the PS4 now, which is that the PS4 has slightly better RAM quality, and that it's also $100 cheaper. Other than that, they pretty much have the same specs. They will play games at fantastic quality for console gamers. I'm not much of a console gamer. I've been playing PC for most of my life, and it'll stay that way for the rest of my life. My kids will, play on their PCs. But I think it's very exciting just for gamers as a whole. All the new developments that took place at E3, we saw a ton of games come out, and all of them are very exciting to see happen. Some of my favorites that really stood out in my mind were Destiny, Titanfall, obviously the new Call of Duty. I mean, I know Call of Duty is old and many call it rehashed and boring, but hey, it's got a formula that works, and it's fun and addicting, and it's great for when you want to kill some time for a half hour or an hour or something like that and you got nothing else to do. Also, we saw some fantastic footage out of Battlefield 4. Admittedly, it was very, very staged. But it was still cool to see that the multiplayer is very much in development, and it's actually in a usable state. To my understanding, what we saw at the revealing of the multiplayer there, it was in a pre-alpha stage, and as of right now, the alpha is being worked on, and we'll probably have, for those of you who have access to the Battlefield 4 beta, like myself, because I pre-ordered it pretty much as soon as E3 was over. If you have access to the Battlefield 4 beta, we'll probably be able to play it here sometime in the fall, right before the game is set to release for a Christmas release, probably. If there's one thing to know between EA and Activision, is that they like to release their games close to each other and then kind of let them battle it out for who gets the best sales. It doesn't really matter if one releases before the other, because both of them are going to do very well, and both are going to draw players from the other game to play the one that released later, and then it'll go back and forth like that. I myself enjoy both COD and Battlefield, and both of what each type of game has to offer. So I embrace both. I don't consider myself a COD fanboy or a Battlefield fanboy. Anyways, more E3 things of note. It was interesting to see that Nintendo did not have a press conference. However, despite that, they still came out very strong. They came out with a lot of new games for all their classic IPs that will always sell well, no matter what it is. Everyone's gonna love Mario. Everyone's gonna love Legend of Zelda. Everyone's gonna love Donkey Kong and Super Smash Bros. All those classic Nintendo franchises. That is what makes them popular. That is what makes them rich. That is what makes them one of the big three video game companies in the industry. Anyways, this video here hopefully will be long enough to contain all that I want to say about E3, so let's see if I can condense what I want to say here by the time that the second round ends here. But yeah, so like I was saying, the Nintendo choosing to do kind of smaller web conferences instead of one big press conference was definitely different, but I believe it did not harm them in the least. I think, if anything, it kept them just as strong as ever. A lot of people are saying that the Wii U is dead, that the Wii U is the last console they'll ever make, that Nintendo is dying, they should just stick to making software, that they should just GTFO from the console market. But the thing is that Nintendo's used to that. You know, the people have been saying this about Nintendo ever since the NES came out, ever since the SNES came out, ever since the GameCube came out, ever since the N64 came out. I know I kind of said that in reverse order, but you know what I mean. Anyways, so Nintendo is going to do what Nintendo does, and because of that, they're going to stay strong. They're going to stick to what they know, they're going to stick to what they're good at, and they're going to stay a contender in the video game world. Anyways, so for some more games that kind of stuck out in my mind that look really exciting to play, that I saw at E3, besides all the new Nintendo games, even though I don't have a console. And oh yeah, something that I thought that was interesting to note was that there was an awful lot of shooters at E3. Like, it seemed like almost all of the genre, pretty much the only genre that I saw lots of exciting games for was the shooter genre, which is kind of sad, but it's true. You know, shooters are fun. They've got that frantic arcade style gameplay that makes it addicting and makes you want to, you know, dump hundreds of hours into a game just because it's so dang fun. I play a lot of other games other than shooters, but obviously on my channel right now all you see is COD videos, but I'm hoping to change that here soon. Another game that I'm excited for that is not a shooter but was shown at E3 is Total War Rome 2. I'm a big fan of that particular strategy series. I enjoyed the first Rome, I enjoyed Shogun 2, I enjoyed Medieval 2, and I've been just enjoying the Total War series. Originally, I knew nothing about it, but a friend of mine introduced it to me, and I'm glad he did, because it is a franchise that I will now cherish in my heart. So it's exciting to see another installment of that franchise come out, for all of you out there who enjoy strategy games. Let me think. Another game that stuck out that was not a shooter. I think it's kind of sad that I'm actually struggling to think of it. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember now. The Witcher 3, I'm excited for that. It's going to be open world exploration, and the storytelling and the voice acting in The Witcher is absolutely top notch. Has been since the very first game. I've beaten the first game. I recently bought the second game for like $5 off of a good old a Green Man gaming sale. They constantly have, you know, cheap games on their site, and yeah, so The Witcher 3 is going to be exciting. I feel like it's going to be another Skyrim, and because Skyrim was awesome, so anything that's like that is going to be awesome as well. Anyways, as you can see here, we managed to spank them pretty well, and as I previously thought, the video is not nearly long enough to contain all that I want to talk about E3, but hopefully you kind of get a glimpse of what I'm excited for, and maybe I'll talk about more E3 in a later video, but as for now, I'm going to sign off and say goodbye. So thanks for watching my video, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.